Hi folks, welcome back. Hope everybody's keeping well. So today we're back again with BOXX and the song is Hero. This request comes in from Home Gnome over on my Patreon page. If you do happen to like the video, please do like and subscribe and consider supporting me on Patreon. That's where you can get your requests in. So the format of this video is we're going to listen to the song right through in its entirety, uninterrupted for the first time, and then we'll run back through it again and chat a little bit about it as we break it down. So the only blurb he's given me for this is it says that this is again live from 2018 and from the same EP as Dragonnet, which is the first song that I checked out before. So yeah, without further ado, folks, let's get going. Go. Jesus. Wow. Wow. I don't know. It's just so much going on. Like in terms of the actual sort of verses and choruses and all the rest of it, you can definitely hear that there's a, you know, relatively, not relatively straightforward. I'm going to say relatively straightforward, but not overly complex structure to the song. But the arrangement is just so, it's just constantly changing. The drums in particular, I felt like the sort of vast array of beat changes, even in places where it's still, the same meter, changing on whether, the snares are on the beat or they're syncopated or, you know what I mean? So constantly changing the sort of rhythm behind the sort of groove, if you like. There was just so many changes that, it probably felt busier than it actually is. I'd imagine, hopefully, the second time I run through it feels a wee bit more subdued, but it's definitely not going to be subdued in the traditional sense. There was a lot of sort of industrial and sort of synthesized drum parts. And because the camera work is sort of, it's all over the place, moving around, it's sort of was difficult to pick up where exactly they're coming from. I don't know if their backing tracks are running or keyboard player, or maybe if the drummer has, if they're triggering sort of, electric parts. But there were definitely, occasions where, wasn't just a plain acoustic snare. You could hear these, huge hits. Keyboards as well, like heavily layered. So many different textures going on within that. Even just every instrument, the guitar was probably the most sort of straightforward in the sense, a lot of sort of octave strumming and things like that. But even the bass guitar, so much in the way of slapping and popping and all that, and playing way up on the neck. So every instrument, really, really busy. It's like nothing sitting in the background whatsoever. But yeah, it all works. It all goes really well together. It's really, really busy music, but incredible stuff. So yeah, let's run through it again and chat a little bit more about what's going on. Please consider taking a moment to check out my other channel, JW Soundworks, where you will find unique cover song performances, newly composed piano arrangements, and all of my self-composed original music. So we are in E minor. Yeah, so the two chords being used there are E minor and D. Straight down the E minor natural scale, E natural minor. And you've got these. I'm not going to be able to play guitar today. I've got an injury on my shoulder, guys. So even playing the piano is not that great for me. But I'll try and demonstrate everything on the piano today, if that's okay. But you can hear it da-da-da-da-da-da. Is that the riff? So yeah, it's all from the E natural minor scale. It's up to the 9th at one point. And then down to the D. That's actually C. Sorry, there's a synth pad underneath. Dun, 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 dun. C. So it's actually C, D, and E minor. It's a C there. The D. It's Johnny used to work on the docks. Isn't it very similar to the Bon Jovi introduction there with a synth? Not this. The chords are pretty sure E minor, C, down to up to G, down to D. Wow. Lots of stuff happening on my DAW. It's like audio files caught my attention there. Whoa! Even that, like, I mean, when they finally bring us into the, right, there's the riff, there's the groove, there's the drums in, but straight out again. That sums up the whole song. You know, just as soon as you feel like, oh, I see what's going on here. No, not quite. Pay attention. Oh, yeah. You hear that riff actually is now on the piano instead of being on the guitar, which is, you know, that's too sore. Slightly different on the way up. Ends with a C and the B. Yeah, is that, yeah, C, B. Let's move on. So much to talk about. Yeah, so much of the kick drum, the bass, and the guitar are with that rhythm, but you hear it's not 100% the same notes. There's definitely a little bit of freedom. Now, I don't know whether it's because it's a live version. There's a few extra little sort of notes thrown in there compared to, you know, a studio version, presumably, of this as well. But everything is sort of in its right place so much that I would probably be more inclined to believe that this is very faithful. But I have literally no idea, so I don't know. I just know that because there's so much intricacy going on within the this sort of staccato kind of rhythm, that if you were a little bit sort of, oh, I'll throw in a few extra notes in here, it could get a wee bit messy. You can hear the guitars sort of strumming an octave on the G, but it's actually in time with the bass on the kick drum. It's only the piano, really. I think it's free playing the sort of the motif that's been established before, and then obviously you've got the vocal motif as well. Yeah, you listen to the bass and the guitar there and how much they're sort of really married together. Right, so that would give us like a sort of C major 7 with a 9 on top, a C9 chord kind of thing, because the harmony is C, but the keyboard part is playing like a G major chord over the top, descending 5 3 1 D B G. But if you add that in with a C at the bottom, you know, C major C E G, with the B and D at top, that's where you get the extension, and then that's being played again over the D as it rises. That kind of pattern. No, it's not exact, like, but. It's a major. I go into E major there. Right, so that was the bit I was talking about earlier on with the drums changing so much. Actually, listening to it through the second time, so it's not as sort of crazy as I thought it was up until now. You know, even that, you know, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. You know, the chords are pretty straightforward, but so much going on rhythmically, I guess. That bit. So, like, we think at this point it feels like we're halfway through the entire phrase of what this section might be, which is like a sort of an extended chorus, maybe. Felt like the first half of that was sort of dun 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 dun. That felt like a chorus to me. This feels like an extended chorus. If you want to give it a name, you know, doesn't really have to have a name or whatever, but there's something happening in the drums. So you get this, the kick drum and the da 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 da. So you think, well, okay, that's what it's going to be for this part of the song. But halfway through it changes. So da 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 da, you know? It's the other way around. It's the same thing as what I said, but back to front. So it's da 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 da. Left hand gliss. That was pretty cool. That I like the way the glissando happened as she turned to whatever she's got to do over here. You know, that was just cool. I never noticed that the first time. Well, just that was brilliant. Loved that. There's sort of a lot of rhythmic chordal stuff going on in the keyboards there. Right, bass guitar. And there's so much. There's just you could listen to this song so many times, and your ear is going to get pulled in different directions. That's sort of part of the beauty of what we've got going on here. But the bass guitar, that slapping, is what's really standing out to me on that song. Alright, so here, see what I was saying about the drums? Those big samples in the background. So different synth. Same sort of motif being played before, but now I want a different synthesizer. So different texture. Also, there's like a portamento. I think because her left hand seems to be on this keyboard, so I would say portamento. You have a setting on your synthesizer that it glides, you know, from note to note. That it doesn't just go boom, boom like a piano. You get. You can obviously do that kind of thing with the wee knob. If you've got a wee knob there, you know. But, you know, if your hand's busy playing another keyboard, then you can't manually move. So it's probably set on her keyboard there. Although when she's descending the notes, you don't hear it. That sounds clean. It was only wing, wing. So, bit odd. Probably is just set. It's just that's a bigger interval from the G to the F sharp, which is a major 7. You know, if it's a bigger distance to travel, you're going to hear the glide more than if it's next door, like adjacent keys. Right, let's just have a look at the harmony here because it's a little bit different. Still got the sort of motif, but the keyboard, the left hand's changing. Yeah, so you hear the F sharp, the D, and the C. I think the F sharp's new this time, wasn't in there earlier on. It's still a D major chord. It's a different root note, you know, so it's the F sharp. So it's like, you've seen that written down as a chord symbol, it'd be D/F sharp, which is the F sharp as a bass note in the chord. Like that's it. Oh, don't forget that, guys. This is the first time listening to this, so there's a lot to take in here. So it's G, F sharp, C. Yeah, it's just D at the bottom. It's a bit more straightforward than I actually thought it was the first time I heard it. And then we got the nice playing on the guitar there. It's lovely interspersions just between the whole band. You get this dum bum 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 and the it's just a nice juxtaposition. There's a word I haven't used in a long time, but it's beautiful. The harmony. Sounds like a kind of harmony going on this time in that motif. Love that E major there. It's a real sort of surprise. Those keyboard parts as well. There's just so much rhythm coming from everybody. The bass is sort of thundering at that part, sort of. That kind of thing. It's not, you know, alternating octaves like I'm playing, but that's how you do it on a piano. You can't really play on a piano. You can use sort of multiple fingers, like, but my right hand would be better for that if I wasn't injured. So excuses today, folks. I mean, I fell out of a tree. I'm all right though, so I do have a sore arm. Well, it says 2018, but that stuff really is reminiscent of sort of you know, the sort of Skrillex dubstep kind of sounds that we heard whenever he was on the go. Would that be 2010? I need to check. I don't know, but it feels like it was a while ago. But all those sort of noises. Yeah, the textures and sounds, the synthesized sounds that were coming, it reminds me of those sort of wacky sounds that came out around that time. That's Street Fighter 2. Fight! Or character select or something in there. It's like a wee... something like that. There's some kind of run like that there, and even the sort of timbre of the synth patch really reminded me of that. Using that theme again, where we had the da 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 da, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, and a song that's divided in 2s and 4s. That's really cool. That gives a great syncopation, but it's just cool that they're reusing that. I think it moves up kind of something like that. So something like that, isn't it? Moving up the G major or the E minor scale, whatever you want to say, diatonic chords. Actually, another thought just occurred to me, because the length of this song, right? So in terms of the actual choruses and verses, the chorus appears a little bit more often than I would expect in this kind of song. You know, I'll take another band, you know, and what I'm going to say, I kind of, is that, you know, a 4.5 minute song here could be 4 minutes. But I feel like maybe one of the reasons why they've got these sort of extended parts is because there's so much going on in the arrangement. It's obviously my second time technically listening to this song. And what's really starting to stand out to me now is the singing in the chorus. So, do you know what I mean? I've been pulled into so much of, this is happening, listen to that, that's cool. And so if you didn't have another chorus at this point, it wouldn't be as good. Finally, all those parts are starting to settle. Now, it's obviously just the way I listen to music. I'm sure there are many of you out there that you work the other way around. It's singer, 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 singer. And the more times you listen to it, you're like, oh, never heard that before. Whereas for me, I'm hearing it on my first or second go. But the vocals are now really starting to stand through in this chorus. It's like, I feel like all those other places, all those other things that are going on in music, it's like, okay, I've kind of felt like I've expressed some of them on camera. Some of them, you can't talk about every single thing and I'm noticing, otherwise I'll be here all day. But I've noticed a lot and I feel like, oh yes, that's compartmentalized now. So now, for me, the singing starts to shine through. And so I'm grateful of this chorus being here. Does that make sense? Just say yes. Yeah, through that whole section there, I felt like the band were, supportive. They're still doing all the same things that they were doing at the start. But now I feel like, do you know what I mean? I'm going to end up saying the same thing again. But I don't know, there's something about the singer's presence at this point, her stage presence and stuff, and her vocals. I'm starting to really notice how strong the melody is and how amazing it is what she's doing. So, yeah. That whole section there was like, really focused on the vocal, and it's beautiful. Unresolved ending as well. Dun dun bum. No, dun dun dun. Love it. Thanks very much for the request, Home Gnome. Love this stuff. So if you like the blah blah blah, if you enjoyed this, folks, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. If you're passionate about piano, whether as a player or listener, or if you're considering online lessons or masterclasses, please visit my YouTube channel, JW Piano Works. There you'll discover a wealth of piano performances with many more to come. Based on demand, I'll also be introducing video tutorials for piano pieces. Thank you.